You know, how many people should they hire? How much should they pay them? When is the right time to hire people? And honestly, you all, it really just depends on where you're at in your business. You know, is your business ready to hire people? You know, but simply because payroll is an expense. So if you're not where you can afford to spend that type of money on payroll, then I wouldn't do it. It's nothing wrong with operating your business by yourself whenever your business is not there yet to have employees, right? Because that payroll comes out of your profit, and that is a part of your overhead to operate your business. So you don't want to start hiring people, you know, telling them, you know, come work for me or whatever, and then when payday comes, you can't pay them. I hate that. And that's one thing that I've always promised myself before I started my business, is that no matter what, if I hire one person, 2 people, 40 people, I need to be able to pay them, right? And so I will not hire anyone, or I will not hire too many people if I feel like I'm not able to pay them. So that's how I want you all to be. I don't want you all to think of it as because you have a business, you have to have employees. No, you can work there by yourself. You can, simply because the word is going to get out that you don't pay people. So they're not going to work for you anyway. And I know a lot of businesses, you know, and I've seen all kinds. So it's no type of restriction on who does and this doesn't apply to, because I've seen doctors, people paying their employees and they're not able to cash their checks, right? I've seen small business owners, you know, have people to work all of these hours, and then when it's time to pay them, they can't. You don't want that, you know. And I've always said to myself that I would much rather work in my establishment, work myself to the bone first before I try to pull some people in acting like I'm, you know, about to pay them. Don't do that. And then there's some people whose business is ready for employees. Like, they need employees. That's why it takes a month before we get our packages, or, you know, the business is not organized or ran smoothly because you need help. And those people are being greedy because they want to keep their profit in their pockets. But you have to understand, as an entrepreneur, as much as money as we do make, we do have to spend it. And there does come a time in your business, which is great because that means growth, that you are going to need help. And even if you're just starting out, let's say your very best friend or your family member who's hardworking and that, you know, that you can depend on, you want to hire them. That's fine too. You know, you don't have to look for someone and post something on Indeed and all of that stuff yet. Start off small. Do everything in your business comfortably. Don't look at other people and what they're doing. It's not a race. It's not a bragging contest. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one in the jam. And so no one else is going to help you get out of it but you. So you have to move at your own pace and what's best for you. How much to pay them? Once again, that's going to range off of, you know, how much you can afford. You know, I start from $9 to $12, and that just depends on if you're full-time, part-time, you know, things of that nature, and like what position you're in. So all of that stuff matters. Plus they get tips. But once again, you're the boss, so you have the say-so in all of that, you know. So, and you got to remember, when you start getting employees and stuff, you got to pay taxes on these people, right? So it's a lot that I'm still learning, and a lot that I have learned. And hiring people sometimes is not the easiest thing in the world. That's been one of the most challenging things about operating my business, is hiring and firing people. Y'all, I never thought I was gonna have to like write up people and handbooks with policies and stuff like that. Like, what, me? You know, and you know, because when I worked, you know, I wouldn't say I was a troublemaker, so I really didn't, you know, get wrote up and all of that stuff like that. So for me to have to create those type of things and discipline people and points and all of this stuff, you know, this is very new for me to do to other people. And so that's something you have to take into consideration whenever you're hiring people, because if you don't, people will try you, right? They will act like you're working for them. And at the end of the day, at the end of that 2 weeks, you pushing payroll, not them. So it's different. And then I've also learned, you're gonna hit a lot of awkward situations that you can't retaliate the way you want. You have to retaliate as a leader and not as yourself personally. And so it's a lot of things that I have learned. And it's honestly sometimes for me, because I don't like discipline people, I don't like micromanaging, I don't like any of that stuff, y'all. It's very hard for me. So I have asked for other people's advice and input, because I'm like, well, what do I say? What do I do? What's next in line? Do I fire them? Then if you fire them, you got to be careful, because then you got unemployment. A few people done tried me with unemployment, right? So it's like that kind of stuff. You just got to take all into consideration. And so it is necessary when it's time for it to be necessary. Until then, if you can keep working your business by yourself, do that. You know what I'm saying? And then when it's time for you to hire some people, do that. So, and you don't have to hire a whole crew. One person to do sometimes. Sometimes you just need another set of hands to help you. Sometimes you just need somebody to fill in for you. That's fine. Don't overdo it. Because when you're doing payroll as well, there's a lot of fees and a lot of things you have to do. And a lot of people you have to pay. It's not just paying them the hours that they work, right? So take all of that into consideration. And once again, just move at your own pace. Don't do anything because somebody else is doing it. Do it because this is what your business is now requiring. This is what your business is allowing you to do, right? So as long as you do that, you're going to be fine. But there's no set answer to those questions that you all ask. But that is the best advice that I can give you. All right. So until then, I hope y'all have a great and productive week. And if you have any questions or concerns, just be sure to email me at shawneesays.com. All right. Bye.